Diving in deep to the world of crypto. You're listening to Vorpin AI.
All right, so buckle up, everyone. We're diving deep into crypto this week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's it's been wild out there. Some coins are going through the roof,
Right.
but others, not so much.
Yeah, that's crypto for you.
Exactly. Always keeps us on our toes, right?
Absolutely.
This week's report, weekly roundup, #7, has a ton of interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whales making moves, bullish flags popping up, even some potential breakouts on the horizon.
Sounds like we've got a lot to unpack.
We do. So let's jump right in. I think we should start with XRP.
Okay, sure.
Huge news this week. Massive whale accumulation.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, they stooped up like 1.1 billion XRP tokens.
During a dip.
Yeah, right when the price dipped.
Classic whale move. Buy low, sell high, right?
Exactly. It's a pretty bullish signal.
It is. Whales don't just buy billions of tokens for no reason.
Right.
They're betting on XRP going up.
And it looks like it might.
How so?
There's this pattern, a bullish flag pattern, forming on the chart, and that usually means
A surge upward.
yeah, could push XRP past $4.
Interesting.
Plus, if you look at historical trends, which the report, it highlights those, there's a chance it could even break out to like $4.40.
Wow. So good news for XRP holders then.
Potentially, yeah. But, with crypto, anything can happen. Short-term volatility is always a possibility.
Right. It's always a bit of a roller coaster.
It is.
Speaking of roller coasters, we have to talk about stellar lumens.
Oh, man.
That 209% rally,
Incredible, right?
absolutely incredible. Makes you wonder, how high can it go?
Well, the report digs into that a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Uses historical parallels, looks at the EMA, those moving averages,
Right.
and suggests that a climb to $2 isn't out of the question.
$2. That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
But are there any roadblocks along the way, like resistance levels or?
Oh, for sure. There are always resistance levels. And the report emphasizes how important it is for the bulls to hold their ground above those key levels.
Let's some momentum going.
Exactly. If they can do that, if they can hold above 90 tiny cents, then we might just see that break out to $2.
Fascinating. So much depends on those key price points.
Yeah, it's a real tug of war between, the buyers and the sellers.
Absolutely. So what else caught your eye in the report?
Well, Theta, I got to say, I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing.
Theta.
Yeah, they're decentralized streaming platform. It's a really cool idea.
Interesting. I haven't looked into them much. What's so special about them?
Well, they're like trying to create a decentralized YouTube, which is pretty ambitious.
I can see why that would be exciting.
Right. And, they're up 150% already.
Wow, so investors are definitely taking notice.
They are. And analysts seem really optimistic about their future.
Future, huh?
Yeah. The report mentions a short-term price target of $10 by early 2025, so not that far off.
Okay.
And then, potentially, they could hit $20 during the next halving cycle.
Next halving. Right. So essentially, it's all about how well they can compete with YouTube and the other giants, right?
It is, yeah. They're empowering content creators,
Giving them more control.
Exactly. And cutting out the middleman.
But it's not going to be easy, though, is it? I mean, YouTube's a behemoth.
Oh, definitely not.
Uh-huh.
But Theta's got some serious innovation going on.
So we'll see. Competition is good. It drives progress.
I agree. All right, so on to something a little less upbeat.
Okay.
Polkadot.
Ah.
Currently hovering around $9.
A long way from its $50 peak.
It is a long way.
What's the outlook there?
Well, the report says that a lot of investors are still pretty bullish on it, despite the price drop.
Interesting. Why is that?
Well, it's got strong fundamentals.
Right. But what needs to happen for it to really bounce back?
It needs to break through those resistance levels, those key resistance levels. The report specifically mentions $12.19.
$12.19.
Got it. So if it can get above that.
Then it might be able to regain some upward momentum, but there are challenges.
Well, I'm sure. What kind of challenges?
Yeah.
Well, for one, there's a lot of competition now. New blockchains are popping up all the time.
True. The blockchain space is getting crowded.
It is. And also, Polkadot's ecosystem growth has been a little slower than some people expected.
So it's got its work cut out for it then.
It does.
To stay relevant.
Yeah, it needs to keep innovating,
Absolutely. Can't afford to stand still in this industry.
Exactly.
So moving on, I'm curious about Uniswap. How's it been performing?
Uniswap's actually been doing quite well. It's holding strong above $16.
Even though some whales have been selling off, I read about that.
Yeah, there's been some whale activity, but it hasn't really phased it. It's pretty resilient. And get this, there's a symmetrical triangle pattern forming on the chart.
A symmetrical triangle pattern. Okay, and what does that signal?
Well, it often precedes a breakout.
Ah, so it could be poised for a big move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the report says that if it can hold those key support levels, we might see a rally to $19.45.
Or even higher.
Or even higher.
Exciting times for UNI holders. Now, what about Dogecoin?
Oof, Dogecoin's taken a bit of a hit.
I saw that. Down 20% in just 24 hours, right?
Yeah, it was rough.
Ouch. What's behind the drop?
Well, there's been a lot of bearish pressure lately, and the technical indicators aren't looking too great.
So more downside risk.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The report really stresses how crucial those support levels are, especially at 0.21 and $1.14.
Makes sense. If it breaks below those levels, things could get even worse.
Yeah. And to really turn things around, to stage a comeback, it needs to overcome those resistance zones.
Resistance zones.
Yeah, between $0.34 and $0.43.
So a lot of hurdles for Dogecoin to clear.
It does, especially since it's so heavily driven by, sentiment.
Right. Meme coins can be very volatile.
They can. But hey, let's end on a high note.
Yeah.
What about Solana?
Solana. Oh, now that's a success story.
It is. They've had a phenomenal year, breaking all kinds of records.
And to think, a lot of that success is thanks to meme coins. Who knew?
It's kind of crazy, right?
It is. But it shows how innovative and adaptable Solana is.
Right. I mean, meme coin-based dApps, those decentralized applications built on Solana, they generated over $365 million in November alone.
Wow. That's insane.
It is. And it speaks volumes about the growth of Solana's ecosystem.
Absolutely. It's attracting a lot of exciting projects.
It is. So I guess the big question is, what's next?
What is next? With meme coins shaking things up, with platforms like Theta challenging the old guard, who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, who knows? But it's going to be interesting to watch it all unfold.
It always is. The crypto world never disappoints when it comes to surprises.
That's for sure. Well, that's our deep dive for this week.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to chat about crypto.
Anytime. And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, invest responsibly.
Wise words.
See you next week for another deep dive.
Looking forward to it.